Hello and welcome to the Musty Creative podcast. I am Jesús, and I am here with my friend and host as well of the Musty Creative podcast, Carlos.
Hello, hello.
Yes, and we are going to get into Obsession, but Carlos, you'll also fill us in on Backrooms. And was there anything else? It was just Backrooms, right?
Yeah, it's the only two things I've really watched in the last couple of months.
Okay, cool. All right, so without further ado, let's start the show. All right, first thing off the bat, Carlos, what did you think, or how would you rate Obsession from 1 to 10?
From 1 to 10?
Yes.
Oh boy, get ready, guys. I give it a 9 out of 10, honestly.
Really?
I was really hot on this movie. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed Obsession. I was expecting to enjoy it, just like as a fun horror movie, but I wasn't expecting it to affect me like quite as strongly as it did.
Yeah.
It's very very intense, but also just like totally like a full-on horror movie where it's not afraid to really make you just dwell in the horror and the misery that's going on to these characters.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, in ways that I feel like a lot of bigger movies are kind of afraid to like go that far in certain ways that this movie is willing to go. And it's something we need more of in this genre. It's called horror for a reason, right?
Yeah.
It's not supposed to make you feel good all the time.
Right.
And this movie really understands that. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of surface level thoughts.
No, most definitely.
What about
most
you?
definitely. Yeah, so for me, I came to an 8.5. And I think my main conclusion, and I go into this more on my reflections video or reactions video on Patreon, but like the main conclusion I came down to was Obsession. The ending seemed forced to me. It seemed like there were solutions for the characters out there, but the writers were only considering like it has to end with Nikki, pushing Pear's dead body off of her, and just like, screaming and yelling and crying, realizing like she's been trapped this whole time and now she's finally free.
Okay.
And even though it's a great ending. It seemed forced to get to that moment. And so for me, and a few other things, I knock it down a peg.
Okay. I think it's interesting. I don't think I agree that it was forced personally, but I'd like to get into why you think that. But first, I don't know. I don't want to get right to the ending right away. But like, I guess top level kind of thoughts. What were you really feeling the most throughout this movie?
A lot of fear, man. A lot of fear. Like, it was scary. It was scarier than Weapons from last year. It was scarier than, I think, Even Together as well.
Oh, way scarier to me.
Yeah. Like, it was actually like a horror film.
Yeah.
Not scary as Hereditary, but it was very scary. And the film like did a good job of like pushing that to you like throughout the movie. Like the first 10 to 15 minutes, it was kind of like building the world, showing us the characters, showing us where they live. And then once you get through the inciting incident, Bear breaks the wish.
The One Wish Willow.
The One Wish Willow. And then everything gets obsessive.
Yeah.
The movie takes your hand and like pulls you along. And like, you're screaming all the way through.
It like grabs you by the throat. Honestly.
Yeah. No, for real.
And that's, sorry, go. Were you going to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, speaking to that, like, it's a horror movie, but nowadays, at this age, at this point in my life, I don't really get scared by horror movies. I like horror movies just because I like them. I think they're fun. And I like to see, if people can come up with interesting ways to show, certain horror sequences. But I rarely ever get scared by these kind of movies anymore, just because I feel like most of them, they tend to follow that same like formula that is popular, right? Like the Conjuring movies came out and like became huge, and suddenly, every horror movie's got to have like the most predictable kind of scares. Like,
Right.
oh, the scene's really quiet. Oh, it's really quiet. Boom, loud, sound cue. It's not even
Right.
like diegetic noise.
It's like a pacing thing. Like they're trying to like, okay, every 3 minutes we have to scare them kind of
And
thing.
it's so like obvious, so predictable. And so like with horror movies, I don't go in expecting to be scared at all anymore. I just think, okay, let's see some cool filmmaking.
Okay.
Right? Like James Wan, I don't get scared by his movies, but I always find something enjoyable about his style. He has like a very slick kind of style, makes everything very just nice to watch, just visually pleasing, and it's like he knows how to make a movie.
Yeah.
But I'm never scared by his movies. And when I heard about this premise, obsession, oh, it's like a monkey's paw. You make a wish. This beautiful girl that you love is obsessed with you now.
Oh, it is the monkey's paw.
Right? Like
I never realized that.
and I think, okay, well that's a fun idea. That could lead to some cool like sequences, moments, some spooky scenes, but I never expected to get scared by that premise. It sounded like, the premise that you've seen in like sitcoms. There's an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer that does something similar where a character's like, I wish every girl in school was in love with me. And it's like a dumb episode of that show.
Yeah.
So I hear this premise for a movie and I'm like, all right, that's probably going to be like, it could be fun. I was interested in this movie because I was familiar with the director.
Right.
We'll get into the director in a little bit, but I just wanted to talk about this briefly. Like the actual concept, I thought this is fun, but there's no way I'm going to get scared. I've already said that. But when I watched the movie, there's something about the way that the filmmakers used lighting and like just framing the character Nikki, our horror villain in quote unquote.
I mean, in my opinion,
quote
I
unquote.
think really the protagonist of the film.
He is really the villain. But when we're looking at like a horror monster kind of, character that I'm talking about, like Nikki is that scary character.
Right.
And every scene that she's framed in like darkness, the way that they light her face, it's so effective at like making you just feel extremely unsettled, uncomfortable.
True.
In ways that I was not at all anticipating from this movie.
No, super good point. Super good point. Okay, I do love ranking things on this podcast.
Yep.
And so obviously last year Weapons was a debut film. It did a lot of good for horror. It did a lot of good just for the Oscar-worthy films as well. And so in comparison to Weapons and also Backrooms, where does Obsession rank for you?
If like
If you just take
among those three?
Just those three. Take those three. Like what is your number 3, 2, and 1 out of those three?
Oh, that's a good question. But it's pretty easy for me. Number 3 would be Backrooms.
Okay.
And by the way, I liked all three movies.
Nice.
Just right out the gate. Number 2, Weapons. Number 1, Obsession. Honestly, like
Whoa, no way.
I know, very surprising. I love Weapons. You know how much I loved it.
Hey, if you listen to last year's podcast, you know Carlos loves Weapons.
One of my favorites from last year. Like
Yeah.
maybe I don't know about top 5, but at least top 10 from last year.
Well, at one point before the finishing of the season, you had Weapons at number 1.
Oh yeah,
for a while.
It was number 1 like before I watched
One Battle After
One
Another.
Battle After Another,
Yeah.
and then like No Other Choice, and some other movies ended up
Yeah.
overtaking it. But
No Other Choice. It never got any nominations.
yeah, it got shut out.
Yeah.
Shut out. But anyways, that's not about No Other Choice today. That's
Yeah.
That I could talk about that for another 2 hours. But no, yeah, Obsession was it kind of did everything. Like I love Weapons, but the few shortcomings I had with Weapons were like fixed in Obsession, if that makes sense.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Like both of those movies are kind of similar in certain ways tonally.
Okay.
They're both like about something very dark actual story that's happening.
Right.
But they use a lot of levity and humor throughout.
Yes.
And like to some people, maybe it undercuts the horror. For me, I think that it's like a really good balance and a good
agree.
blend. I think that horror and like comedy kind of are a little not like hand in hand necessarily, but those emotions I think are kind of similar.
They're definitely closer than people
Right?
think.
They're both like kind of impulse kind of emotions you get when you get like a specific reaction you have, right?
And I think with Nikki's character, specifically in Obsession, the fine line between those scenes, like in the party scene, where it is definitely horror, but at the same time, you could see it being comedy.
Yeah.
And that fine line, they thread the needle really well.
Really well. Yeah, like where certain scenes are like you get the nervous laughter.
Yes.
Especially with some of the things Nikki says there's a specific scene you mentioned at a party
Right.
where everyone is kind of aware at how unhinged she's been acting lately, and they're kind of like, all right, I don't know if you should bring her. I don't know if she should come to this party. You know, it's kind of making everybody uncomfortable, and like pretty much the worst thing that could happen happens at this party.
Yeah,
and there are moments where like she'll say something or do something horrific, but then it'll be followed up by a really funny moment.
Yes,
and it happens like constantly in that scene in a really short amount of time.
Yeah,
you know, like one example, she like has this, she just out of nowhere like snaps at everyone and says like, you will not understand the amount of love that we have, you will die not knowing this.
Yeah, and
then like someone just goes, Nikki, are you all right? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine, I was just joking. All right, I'm not joking, deal with it.
Yeah. That was good.
Like that's kind of stuff, it makes you uncomfortable because it's like really weird, but it's also really funny. The way she delivers it, the timing, it's a great balance, and
a great performance too.
Amazing performance.
A great performance. And also, like, you know, Nikki reminds me of, I guess, the crazy high school girlfriend in a way. I remember this one line this one friend of mine said to me. It's like about their relationship. It was like, your money is my money. It kind of goes in that same like wavelength, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. All right, but as far as your rankings, right? So you said it was Backrooms was third, Weapons 2, and then Obsession 1.
And what I wanted to get into as well, because why I compared Obsession and Weapons, like their humor, like another thing about them. One thing I remember mentioning about Weapons, one of my kind of problems with it was a lot of the lighting in certain scenes.
Oh, okay.
Scenes that take place like in dark areas or at night. I felt like they didn't do a great job at making those scenes like visually clear.
Yeah.
And that was never an issue for Obsession. And anytime that it was overly dark, it was very clearly like with a purpose.
Yes.
There's a scene where Nikki visits Bear late at night, and we only see her like standing right outside his door. And the way she's lit, you don't see her face like at all.
Right.
But it's very
purposeful.
It's very purposeful.
Right.
And it's not like just trying to obscure, you know, for whatever. Like there's very clear intent there, and it's very effective at making that whole scene like really uncomfortable.
No, totally agree. Okay, so let's definitely get into this a little bit. When it comes to Obsession and then also Backrooms, you know, we have two directors that are also like, they were known for the shorts or like, you know, sketches, small films they did on their YouTube channel or YouTube channels, and then they got discovered. And this seems to me to be like a new era when it comes to Hollywood discovering directorial talent. And it excites me because for the first time, it feels like there's an actual like pathway or trajectory to get into Hollywood that is not the traditional like go to film school, pay your dues, you know, work on set as a PA for a number of years, and then like maybe pitch to somebody, maybe get rejected, pitch again, get a movie into Cannes, and then finally you've made it.
Yeah.
Right? And so going from YouTube directly to directing like a professional film with an actual budget from a studio like A24,
yeah,
that's actually really exciting.
It is, and it's especially exciting because like I don't know, we've spoken about this briefly. Like YouTube as a platform, it was never taken as seriously as film, which is obviously is understandable. You don't have to pay for YouTube, obviously,
right?
And like there have been many of the most famous YouTubers who have tried to transition to making movies. People like Fred. I don't know if anybody remembers Fred.
Actually, I don't.
Smosh. These are like
Smosh,
these are the YouTubers that I grew up watching.
Right.
They all like made movies, but were just terrible. There was a studio called Awesomeness TV. I don't think they're still making any movies anymore, but they were producing a ton of like feature films for like internet creators, YouTubers, Vine stars at the time.
Vine stars.
Remember Vine?
Wow. Yeah.
Like these guys were always getting movies. The Fine Bros had a horrible film.
The Fine Bros
called F the Prom, I think.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen the whole movie. I've just seen like a bunch of clips, and it's borderline unwatchable.
Yeah.
So like,
and there's also been a lot of creators in the animation space too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and like there's a lot of good stuff there. And I know I'm being very critical about these old YouTubers.
No, that's cool.
They were like the biggest YouTubers on the platform at the time.
Yeah.
These guys were like getting millions and millions of subscribers and viewers. And so obviously they were the ones given the opportunity because they had the target, they had the audience for it.
Right.
But we're seeing now these filmmakers like Raka Raka, the Filippo brothers, I believe,
Right.
who made Talk to Me and Bring Her Back.
Nice.
Right. I've only seen Bring Her Back, and it was really good. Very good movie. And these guys were like, they had gotten a pretty substantial audience.
Yeah.
But they weren't the ones people you'd think of when you think of YouTubers, right? You think of like Mr. Beast, right? Like you think of Markiplier,
Right.
another one of these YouTubers, by the way, filmmakers. But they weren't like that level of like fame
And
on the
that's
platform.
That's actually what excites me the most is that you, as long as your vision and your taste and your talent and your content's good, you don't have to have like 1 million or 2 million subscribers. You can have like a small group,
Yeah.
but making good, consistent content,
Yeah.
it can still get you discovered.
I remember I took a class in college once, and it was I remember they taught us this idea where it's better to have, I think, like 1,000 loyal fans over like 1 million like viewers or whatever.
Right. That's true.
Like those loyal fans are gonna stick with you.
Right.
And so like you have these big YouTubers who tried to transition to, filmmaking, and they failed because they just either didn't have the talent or they were famous for other reasons that didn't translate. But then you have people like Raka Raka, you have That's a Bad Idea, Curry Barker's YouTube channel,
Yeah.
where they use those channels as like outlets to actually hone in on their craft and on their art. And you see their progression. You see like for Curry Barker, the one who we're talking about today, you look at his short films that he has on his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
There's a very clear like step up.
Yes.
Like one of his one of his last ones. He made a feature called Milk and Cereal that went straight to YouTube. It's about an hour long.
Okay.
I'd recommend it. It's very good. Honestly,
Nice.
It's really fun, really solid.
Is it a horror?
Horror, a little bit of comedy, but definitely more horror, and it's really good, really solid. But Obsession is like a huge step up. It genuinely feels like, okay, where has his voice been? Like it just out of nowhere. Even though his work on YouTube's great, those short films are good, and the comedy sketches. I showed you one earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best one, but it was it's still pretty like a good showcase of their talent.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And the fact that what I saw and what I took away from that short is that he's comfortable being on screen.
Yeah.
And I think that goes a long way when it comes to directing actors.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Because like that's another good thing about this movie. There's not a single like A-list celebrity actor in here.
Yeah.
The most famous person in this movie is Andy Richter, and he's not an actor. like he's not a great actor. He's like
that's fair.
He's known for being like
comedian.
he's acted before. He's
He's more of a comedian.
But he's more a comedian.
And
like
also,
talk
but
show
he gets relegated
personality.
to maybe like 5 lines.
5 lines. I don't think they ever really show his face in the movie. Like,
Yeah.
he's
And then
just
like we
in the
find out
background.
later, like, okay, he is Sarah's dad.
He's,
right?
Yeah, one of the main-ish characters.
Yeah.
He's her dad. But yeah, like you said, barely any dialogue, barely even on screen. Everyone in this movie is like an unknown, up and coming actor, and they're all great. Like obviously the standout is Indy Navarrete.
Yeah.
The woman who plays Nikki.
Amazing.
Absolutely
Carried the film.
Phenomenal performance.
Yeah.
Like her performance is like, we mentioned Hereditary. It's like another Toni Collette caliber performance.
Yes.
Hopefully it gets like recognized by like award season, but yeah, who cares?
Yeah. No, and I like the whole thing, like you said, the idea that they're taking their content on YouTube and using it to hone their craft, and at the same time they're building an audience.
Yeah, true.
Right. And so I think this is just exceptional. I'm excited to see Hollywood do this, and I hope we see more of it. Some other creators out there, Keen Vader, he's made a whole series about Halloween. He got a deal with Netflix, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. And then, in my opinion, now I could kind of see a channel like RDC World 1. If they can get a movie deal, I think they could do something really great in the comedy space.
Okay, I'm not super familiar, but I'll look into them.
Yeah,
sure.
they're awesome. They're really
Sweet.
cool.
Yeah, and that's like that's another thing too that I've noticed with these horror films we've talked about. I mean, with these films, they're all horror films that we're talking about, right? Like Bring Her Back, Talk to Me, Obsession, Iron Lung. I think is a horror film. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but it's a horror film.
Chris Stuckman made Shelby Oaks. Like, all these YouTubers, all these online creators horror is like the perfect debut like genre for any of these guys.
It is.
And I'm sure they're all passionate. I know they're all passionate about horror. It's very clear because you wouldn't be making such quality horror films if you weren't like already passionate about the genre.
And I didn't see Chris Stuckman's film.
Oh, true. I haven't seen it either.
It didn't get the best reviews.
It didn't, no.
But again, I just think it's amazing that he was able to get a deal done, get it distributed, and get into a theater.
Yeah, and like he like built a relationship with Mike Flanagan. He was like a producer on the movie.
Yeah.
Got Neon as a distributor. Like, it's super inspiring stuff. Like,
Definitely. So like, yeah, I think the best thing I want to take out of this conversation, this part of the conversation, is that if you want to create and you want to get into Hollywood, like officially, you know, YouTube can be that place to springboard your career.
Yeah, no, true. And that's like kind of what it should be. Like for like not just filmmaking. Obviously, there's like plenty of stuff you can do on
like
on
Mr.
YouTube.
Beast, reality TV, Beast Games,
documentary stuff. You know.
Yeah, there are some great documentary YouTubers. They're doing amazing stuff.
Yeah, like even like some video essays border on documentary. Like Defunct Land, he does some amazing work. And yeah, like you're right. A lot of animation.
Yes.
That we've seen. A show that came out. I don't know if you watched any of it. Smiling Friends. I don't know if we even talked about it briefly.
I don't think we've talked about it, but Michelle has watched Smiling Friends. She loves Smiling Friends.
Okay, nice. So we won't get. This is not going to just be a YouTuber conversation, but just to bring it up briefly, like another example in the world of animation where Zach Hadel, one of the co-creators, and Michael Cusack, they both started off on YouTube and Newgrounds, like animation, making animated like shorts, comedy shorts, very irreverent stuff. They are now like the next Rick and Morty,
Nice.
you know, like
That's super
for
cool.
Adult Swim.
That's
So
super cool.
yeah, like this is this.
also-
this sorry,
And I'll just say real
Yeah.
quick, there's also other creators that are now more established, like Issa Rae. She got her
Right.
start on YouTube. And yeah, the creator of Rick and Morty, he got his start on YouTube as well.
online animation. Bo Burnham, another example.
Bo Burnham.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, like this industry is always evolving. Like for a while, you'd think, oh, the only way to get any indie movie made is like, I don't know. I think about people like John Cassavetes back in like the 70s, where the idea of making an indie movie by yourself seemed like the most daunting, unbelievable task, and it still like kind of is, honestly.
Yeah.
But now that we have all these resources around us, like these outlets like YouTube, where people can be like, okay, well, you know, screw it. If I'm not getting finances, I have an iPhone. It's a great camera on its own. We can get some mics. Like, let's film something. Let's put something together.
Exactly.
And we're seeing how that evolves. Something like Obsession, like my second favorite movie of the year so far.
Ooh, second favorite. What's your first?
First favorite, Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. Everyone watched that movie.
I thought you were gonna say the drama, man.
That's up there too. It's like 3 or 4.
Okay. All right. That's very interesting. Okay, so let's like go through the film Obsession. Is there anything else you want to say about Backrooms? Actually, because you mentioned that the director of Backrooms is 20 years old.
Yeah. Okay. You know, I'll say
and
this.
They did some Blender animation stuff.
Yeah. So for anybody not familiar with the Backrooms or Backrooms, whatever, as like a horror concept online, I guess it was like it kind of blew up when the filmmaker Kane Parsons, who directed the movie Backrooms, when he was like 16 or 15 or so in high school, he was creating these little short films on Blender, using Blender, called Backrooms, where it was basically what we see now in the movie, just like these kind of liminal, creepy looking rooms. You know, occasionally, I haven't really seen too many. I've seen like clips here and there. I never did a huge deep dive into it. But that seems like what it was, just kind of these really eerie, you know, almost Lovecraftian kind of pieces of horror content where they had no like story, no characters. It was just like, oh, you stumble upon this creepy video, and that's what it is.
Nice.
And so like this filmmaker, Kane Parsons, what I really find interesting, what I find exciting about these young filmmakers in horror is that they don't ascribe to the traditional like horror tropes and predictable jump scares, cliches in horror techniques, where like I said, when talking about jump scares in like the Conjuring-esque movies,
Yeah.
because I still like James Wan as a filmmaker. I think that he's very clever and interesting. But so many of the other movies that came from that franchise, like The Nun, stuff like that, like the Annabelle movie, whatever, I didn't watch it. They're just trying to emulate his style in the laziest way possible.
Yeah.
And that's sort of infected a lot of other horror until stuff like Hereditary came out or Get Out,
Gotta thank Ari Aster.
The Witch. Right? True.
Yeah.
Like, truthfully, because Curry Barker directed Obsession. He calls Hereditary like the biggest influence for him.
Yeah.
For horror.
I think Ari Aster.
He's your goat.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
He's Jesus' goat.
I'm not gonna say that. I mean George Lucas, but it's just. I think Ari Aster is just an amazing talent.
Yeah.
And I'm just mad that he didn't get any nominations last year. All right, I'm gonna let it go. Let's keep talking. The creator behind Backrooms, the name again is
Kane Parsons. His YouTube channel is Kane Pixels, I think.
Okay.
But my point was, sorry, I'm getting all these tangents, but I love seeing just how these young people are like, no, that stuff, those jump scares, that's not scary.
Right.
This is what's scary, and it's all stuff that would freak me out when I was a kid. Like I would always watch really weird kind of analog horror stuff on YouTube. I used to love creepypastas.
Okay.
You're familiar with creepypasta as a concept?
Maybe. I did see a clip or something.
So like, not to get too down a rabbit hole, but I believe that's where the Backrooms as a concept started.
Okay.
Creepypasta is this idea of like internet folk horror, urban myth kind of stuff, where people, just usually teenagers, I'm sure, would get like together on forums and like write these creepy stories. It's where like Slenderman.
That's where Slenderman.
He started off on. It was like a Photoshop competition on somethingawful.com.
Oh.
I don't know if you remember that website, right?
No.
But yeah, whatever. That was a whole other thing. And then people made like a story about him. People made their own pictures about him. There's all these other characters. I can't think of all the other names off the top of my head, but like these random creepy internet things that would come out from creepypastas. That's, I think, where Backrooms comes from.
Nice.
And so there's that genre of horror is very much about like really unsettling things.
Right.
That like kind of get under your skin. A lot of it was very cringe. Like there's like a lot of stuff like, oh, these lost creepy episodes of this cartoon show I grew up with where Squidward commits suicide. Like, you know what I mean? Like this really dark, stupid stuff. We might have to censor that, but sorry.
It's all good.
But like, besides all that dumb stuff, like that creepy stuff that I grew up watching, I really am excited to see filmmakers like my age and younger make movies. Explore that, exactly.
Right.
Like, because that's the stuff that creeps me out.
Yeah.
The scenes of an obsession of Nikki like moving really weird, like where like they remove frames, or where she's like clearly moving in reverse, but it's like, played to look like she's normal.
Man.
And there's stuff like that in Backrooms where there are a couple jump scares, but there aren't any like really cheap ones. Maybe a couple, but like most of the horror is from building the atmosphere,
right?
And like
anything
could be around
earned.
the corner,
Yeah.
And it's absolutely earned.
Yeah, I would say one thing, going back to Obsession, for me, why I recommend everybody to go watch it in the theater is because a lot of the scariness felt like it was created from the soundscape in which the movie plays in. And you could watch it at home, but I don't think you're going to get the same experience unless you have a really good surround sound setup.
Yeah, I think that's true. Especially like in a theater, you're just going to get the best sound. And there's certain scenes that are like really off-putting just because of the sound.
Yeah, and the score is actually pretty good.
The score is good too, yeah.
I've been listening to it.
I will say one thing about Backrooms, and maybe this is more about me. It has really good like sound and atmosphere, and that's the one thing I keep hearing people say, "Oh, the sound is so good," and like it is pretty good. But at one point, they played like this creaky door sound effect that is used in everything.
Yeah,
and it's like it's used in a place where it's complete silence, and all you hear is the the sound, and it's like, really?
I know where that is. Y'all can just make an original.
I know. Like, is this the new Wilhelm scream or something? Like this stupid door sound effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like a nitpick. I like the Backrooms. I actually do. I have quite a few issues with it, but I don't know if we'll have time to get into that today. Maybe another time if you decide to watch it.
Yeah. No. Well, Michelle and I will definitely watch it. And then we'll let you know, and we can talk about it. All right. Sure. So let's break down the major scenes in this movie, Obsession. I think I think it did such a great job establishing, I guess our main character, our lens into the story, Bear or Baron. I honestly thought the restaurant scene was a little cringe to start off with. I wasn't fully in love with Ian's performance in that.
Oh, the very beginning.
The very beginning.
Okay.
But as far as like establishing friendship and connections and relationships and getting the four people in there, like Sarah, Ian, Nikki, and Bear, I really like that as an establishment shot.
Yeah.
And then it also established like quickly like what does Bear ultimately want?
Yeah.
Bear wants Nikki, wants to be with Nikki. So my biggest issue with the character of Bear is this whole idea of like Nikki just asks him straight up after the night that they hang out. It's like, hey, do you like me?
Yeah.
And then he just totally
blows it.
Like, yeah, he's like, I see us as good friends, and we're like,
yeah, no, that's the moment where Bear loses me. But like,
yeah, I almost was gonna walk out of the theater. I was going, honestly.
Yeah, right. Like I totally get it because I was like in that moment, I'm like, I can't feel the sympathy for you because, like, don't get me wrong, I feel like empathy in a way because we've all been there, right? We've all been.
Yeah, I've been that guy
in moments where you're just like you want so desperately to tell her, but you're just in a bad place where you're like, I'm not ready to like admit this, right? We've all like been there, but in this moment, there's something about the way that they set it up where it's like.
Because he was going to say it at the trivia night.
You were literally planning this the entire time.
And then Ian was like,
she
wait,
served it onto you like on a silver platter.
Exactly.
And you still blew it. Like
right.
Oof.
And not saying he would have gone with her.
Exactly, yeah.
But at least he could have got past
closure.
That. Exactly, closure. And so, but what I do like about that is it gives us this thing where it's like, you were not brave enough to actually go out and get the thing that you want.
Yeah.
And so you use something else to control her, and you ruin both your lives.
And that's when he's just like the villain,
right?
But what I love about it is that
he's also I think an innocent villain.
He is. That's what I was gonna say. Is that he's not like a malicious incel from the start.
No,
he's like, why can't she like me? You know what?
Right.
Why don't girls like that ever like a guy like me? Like,
right.
He has a moment like that later, but it's played in a way where it's like really earned and also horrific.
Right.
But yeah, you're right.
And the moment you're talking about is when she says, "Kill me," right?
Yes.
And his response
is it so horrible to be with me or something like that? And you're just like,
oh, Bear.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Don't do this.
But
at the same time, it's like, oh, that'd be hard for me to kill you at that point.
Yeah, and also like you said about him being an innocent villain in a way, because when he does break the willow, he doesn't think it's gonna work in the moment. He's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I blew it, so why not?
Right.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. Okay, so then and so my opinion on this is that Nikki was possessed by a demon.
Yeah.
Like the magic conjured a demon that took over her, and it wasn't her. That's my position on it. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I think.
I think the movie makes it pretty clear that something at the very least, something very similar to that is happening.
Right.
But like they never explicitly say, oh, she's like, they don't have that stupid scene where someone FaceTimes someone else and it's like, oh, after doing research, I found they're possessed by this demon named Bagul.
Yeah, and I'm glad there wasn't a moment like that.
I know, man. Like,
because it's like someone does internet research, you do like a 30-second montage, and it's like, I found it.
I watched another movie called Undertone this year, another horror movie, and it was like so close to not being that, and then it just fully did that, and it became like just junk by the end.
And then people scroll and then you see like a drawing of what the demon could look like.
Dude, literally the entire like last scene in the movie, there's like drawings of the demon all over the house, and it's like it becomes the most cliched thing ever.
Exactly.
But that's what I loved about this movie Obsession is that they don't do that. And the scene where you would think something like that would happen, where Bear calls the One Wish Willow Company.
Yes.
Like, and the screwed up part is he says, I wanted to alter the wish,
right?
Like not cancel it.
Yeah, at first he didn't want to cancel it. Yeah,
his first his first option was to change it. It's like, did you not learn anything?
Yeah, seriously.
Like she's clearly not there. Like, and it's but there's that moment at the end where I think he says like, "Can I talk to Nikki?" or something like that.
Oh,
and like,
yeah, okay, please explain that. I didn't get that part.
So I think that was also very like up in the air, like up to interpretation. I think it could have been like maybe that was the real Nikki when like you hear her wailing through the phone, like horrifying scene by the way.
That was
terrifying.
Was so bad.
Like I literally was like I felt that feeling that I like never get while watching horror movies where I'm like my heart kind of sank a little bit. I'm like, oh shit, or oh shoot, this is this is really like scary.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
so that's what I think might be happening. Like,
So when he called the line, he's talking to another person.
yeah,
But then another person says, "Well, do you want to talk to Nikki?"
yeah, right. That's what happens, right?
And then it's the wailing.
It's the wailing sound, that like
That's
horrific
so
sound.
sad.
I think that's what's going on there. Because, like you said, there's that scene where, you know, the possessed Nikki is sleeping, and he goes to go and see Sarah.
Right.
And when he gets up, Nikki says, like,
Please kill me.
"Please kill me.
Don't-
She's asleep.
don't wake her up."
Don't wake her up."
That was so sad. That broke my heart.
Yeah, like, because that's when it's really kind of confirmed what's going on. Like, you kind of get hints throughout, because there's another scene earlier.
Right.
You know, I won't get too graphic, but there is a sex scene.
Right.
And I hesitate to use the word sex there.
Because
it's basically, it's not just basically, it is straight up assault.
Because she wasn't there.
She wasn't there. And the way that the scene is like staged, it's very clear that she's not into it.
Right.
You know?
Okay, so I didn't pick that up.
Because like her physically, she's like stiff as a board.
Right.
But like her voice is the possessed version of Nikki saying like
All the stuff.
right?
Right.
Like that you would want to hear. But it's like clearly
her face,
not her.
on her face,
And I
she's
think I think even like a tear comes out or something like that.
Oh.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. Hopefully, but
Man, this movie.
really, that seemed
yeah.
like in the moment I was like, this is really uncomfortable. But like as the movie went along, I was like, that is like really messed up. Like
Yeah,
that is
and so to
super
me,
dark.
like, I really think this movie is a reflection back. Like, I felt like it was reflecting back at me, and I see it as like a larger, like, reflecting back at society, and really, in a way, like, as a man, it really made me think about, like, you know, what I want, and also like what I'd be willing to do to get what I want.
Yeah.
And also like the ideas of control and like domination, and man, I'm saying a whole lot of stuff. But just like it really just made me like think like, wow, I have to like not wish for anything, not covet, you know, not want anything that other people have.
Yeah.
That I can't have, but then also at the same time, like, just be more empathetic and, more empathetic and more understanding. I guess of like, how do I say this? I guess of women. Mm-hmm. That's what it felt like. I don't know. It was weird. Like the thing that I keep going back to is like you said, incel culture. I was thinking like red pill, right? And like the whole idea of like, oh, the woman is meant to serve the man, but when you got that wish, you realize like that's actually not what I want.
Yeah.
I want like a real relationship.
Yeah,
I don't want a robot.
Like when he calls, he says like, "Is it real? Like, is her love real?"
Right.
And like, because like, there's so many moments where he's like, "Stop doing the weird stuff. Like, stop being. Can you just be normal?" Like,
Yeah.
No, she can't, because you took that away from her.
Yes.
You took away her agency.
Took her agency, her autonomy.
Yeah.
Man, like when she was standing there and just peeing and pooping on herself.
Oh, man, that made me like sick. Like, effectively, you know what I mean?
Seriously.
There's the scene where they go, I think, is it like their first date, Nikki and Bear? No, not their first date. They've already been going out for a while.
It's like an anniversary date, like a month or like a happy month anniversary. That's what it feels like.
Because it was after like that montage of them being like a cute couple.
Yes.
Which was kind of funny,
Yeah.
like very off-putting, because it was like, what is going on here?
Right.
But yeah, at one point earlier on, Nikki mentioned that she was acting weird because her father had cancer.
Right.
But it turns out that wasn't true. And
Ian calls to
confirm like that's not true. She hasn't said that to anyone else. Like,
right.
Her dad seems fine. And so when Bear confronts her about it, that's when she really snaps for the first time.
Right.
Or she had a couple moments prior, but like this was like a big one where in the middle of the restaurant, she gets up and goes full like,
don't do that.
Yeah. Like in a vacuum, that scene would feel kind of cringy, but I think she like really brings it home.
Yeah.
Because she goes from like that creepy smile to like really convincingly crying.
Yes.
Saying like, I thought we were having a nice day.
Man.
Like really unsettling.
It's really, really, really unsettling. It's just terrible to watch. And like, man, I just feel bad. I feel absolutely terrible.
Yeah. I did want to talk briefly. we haven't really talked about him too much. Ian, the
Yeah.
Bear's friend in the movie,
Right.
I thought he was an interesting character because like he's kind of you have like your character archetypes, right? Like Bear is like the protagonist, and then you have Nikki, and Ian is like that kind of comedic relief, like almost like a douchey kind of character,
Right?
like, kind of friend. But like the way the movie presents him, I'm not going to say he's like a great guy necessarily, but I really liked how nuanced they kind of kept him for the most part.
Right, until like the very end.
Until like the very end where you're
Yeah.
like, okay, we got to go that direction a
Right.
little bit. But, there's that scene where he's like driving Bear home or whatever. And he's...
Or Bear's driving. And
Bear's driving
Yeah.
Ian home. Or, yeah, right. And he goes like, he kind of starts to talk about like, we don't really like being around you and Nikki a bit. Like, it's kind of a bad look.
Yeah.
It seems like she's in a bad state and you're kind of taking advantage. Like
I was not expecting
I was not
that.
expecting that at all.
Yeah. I was actually really refreshing.
Yeah, it really was, because I'm like, I hadn't really thought about that, how that relationship would look to their friends. Obviously, they would be like, this is really weird, right?
Right.
Like, obviously, she's acting crazy.
Yeah.
So I liked that they brought that up, and it's like, Bear is the entire time he's trying to convince himself that he's not taking advantage of her when he literally is, like,
Yes.
in the worst way that he could, but like kind of inadvertently.
Right. Because again, like, he didn't know how bad this would be.
Yeah.
He didn't know it would actually work. He didn't know he could not cancel it.
Yeah, he literally can't cancel it.
Yeah.
The only way it'll go away is if he dies.
And I thought that was great story structure.
Yeah.
I thought that was actually a really good part of the script because it didn't give an easy out, and it definitely set up the end where it's like, okay, this is the only way you're gonna get out of this.
Yeah.
But then the don't do that. I just want to focus on that for a second,
let's
just
go.
because of like the performance and how the character comes off in that scene. It took it to like a level of like for a moment I thought like slasher films, like classic horror, that she was gonna go like full ballistic. But I also like the fact that Nikki as a character never tried to hurt Bear.
Yeah.
And that was also, I don't know, it seemed weirdly poetic in a way, because she is a scary bad, quote unquote, and she could be looked at as a villain, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But in the end, she was never ever gonna really harm Bear.
Right.
And so I thought that was kind of interesting, even though he had harmed her.
Yeah, it is. No, you're right. It is like a very like fun kind of subversion of like typical horror roles, where it also is like a really creative final girl in the movie.
We mean Final Girl.
Final girl, right? The concept of like in every slasher horror, there's the one girl who survives at the very end.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I'm new to all this horror stuff,
Right.
so you gotta educate
So
me.
like Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween.
Yeah.
Right. Who, I don't know, I didn't watch Friday the 13th, but like whoever survives at the end of that. Not Friday, no, sorry. Oh yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street is, what's her name? The main girl? I don't care.
Oh, I don't know. I had not watched it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they have the final girl. In this movie, the final girl is also the monster. It's
Right.
It's Nikki. She,
Right.
because she is, not only is she the monster technically, she's the victim.
Yeah.
She's the primary victim of the whole movie.
Right.
And she's the only one who survives at the end.
Mercy. Okay, so then Ian gets some crap about, oh, you can't come out. Nikki won't let you come out. And we have that really awkward scene where he comes back home and realizes that she's,
Yeah.
pooped all over herself and everything.
She hasn't moved at all since he left for work.
Yeah, and then it's almost as if like, she went to sleep or went into like some weird stasis.
Like, yeah.
And then when he comes back home,
She
like,
woke up, right?
She woke up, which is so sad.
Yeah.
She goes and cleans herself off, and she's like, they have this whole argument from the bathroom, which was also very scary. Again, without actually showing you scary, just the performances, like, whatever noises they're making in the bathroom area, and then seeing, and I will say Bear's acting was really great.
Yeah.
Because his reactions is, that's all we're going off on.
Yeah.
That was just crazy. But then when they actually get to the party, the interactions between like Bear and Sarah, and they're pushing the whole like Sarah, Bear, Nikki triangle kind of thing. I thought that was interesting too.
The the game they were playing where they have to like pull like little, what is it, like a brick or something up?
Yeah, it kind of looked like
It was like
weird Jenga blocks.
like Jenga, but like Truth or Dare as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Bear picks one up. It says "kiss the person to your
Your
left,"
left.
and I love that the camera like pans to
It really passed to Nikki.
it pans to Sarah who's next to him,
Oh,
and then
that's
it
true.
like cuts to her like afterwards,
Yeah.
and she's got this ridiculous frowny face.
Yeah,
that is like it's like an iconic just shot.
Yeah,
on its own. It's like perfect the way she looks.
Right, I'm already seeing it in the memes.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
I really briefly though wanted to bring up Sandy, Bear's cat.
Oh yes,
I wanted to talk about that because
cat. Oh mercy.
Talk about a way to really set the tone
Right.
for your movie.
Right.
You know, for if you haven't seen it and you for some reason you're still listening,
Yeah.
like
Go watch the movie.
The movie like it doesn't open with this, but one of the first things that happens right before the title drops is Bear comes home to see that his cat got into his prescriptions and died.
Right, and I think it was for a Barbara, so I'm assuming that was his grandmother.
Oh, maybe. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was him.
Right.
His prescription.
I think you're right. I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the cat ODs on the medication.
The cat dies, and
Yeah.
so like immediately we cut to it says directed by Curry Barker, and we just hear Bear crying in the background.
Yeah.
It's like such a brutally sad way to start your movie,
True,
and it
true.
immediately makes like if you're a pet owner, I don't even
Yeah.
have cats, and I'm allergic to cats, but I still like felt sad
Yeah.
at that scene, you know.
But then, like, the brilliant thing about the script is that they keep using the cat.
Yes.
They use all the parts of the cat. You know.
Oh yeah.
We never forget about the cat.
I never forget about like one of the first things Nikki does is like when she stays over, she digs the cat's body out of the
and
trash.
she cooks him a sandwich, which I actually, at the moment, I thought was very sweet. But again, it's a fun satirical like thing where it's like, again, I've heard this from like male shows where it's like, you know, your woman isn't making you lunch, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, then they make that play. She makes him a lunch, puts him in his lunch pail. He's eating it, and then the note, and Sarah reads the note, and on the back of it, it's like cat question mark.
Verdict.
Oh,
right?
cat verdict.
Yeah, right.
Which I guess was after the dinner because it was after because he says he wants to be a food critic or whatever.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It was after
and then
that.
we all realize, and he realizes, like, I'm eating my dead cat. I'm eating
and
Sandy.
It's so disgusting.
It's so bad. And then all he can say is like, because he knows it's his fault.
Yeah, and Sarah's just asking like, "What does this mean, dude? What is going on?" Like,
Yeah, he's like, don't do that again.
He's like, "It's an inside joke," and we cut. To... Yeah, that was funny because like,
But I really thought that was her being sweet. I honestly think so.
yeah, and like when he goes to like
yeah.
confront her, sorry, when she's like changing herself after
Right.
making a mess, he's like, "Nikki, I'm very upset about this. You
Yeah.
do not cook the cat," and she just goes, "Okay," like
Yeah.
like so like cavalier, like it really, oh man. Like it just really makes me uncomfortable. Like
Yeah.
the
So
idea.
I wonder if like the demon possessing her just doesn't know how to make anything. If maybe that's what it is. 'Cause I don't think it was malicious.
So yeah, I think what it is the demon trying to imitate what a human would act like,
Right.
but just does not understand it.
Right.
So that's why everything is so off. Like
Yes.
when it first happens to her, and she's just acting so weird. He's like, "What's going on? Why are you acting so weird?" And he's like, kind of
Yeah.
like excited though because she seems way more into him than she's ever been,
Right.
but also like freaked out because she's unpredictable.
Yes.
And-
Almost, it's like referencing last year film, K-pop Demon Hunters. Almost in the same.
sorry, go.
No, almost in the same similar way. When the demons try to act like humans, they're like watering the plants with coffee and all that stuff. It's like in the intro, opening song of the movie.
Yeah.
I know you didn't like K-pop Demon Hunters that much.
I liked it.
Carlos.
It was
Yeah,
alright.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna out you here.
It was fine.
Come from in the comments, y'all. But yeah, so it's interesting, right? The cat. Do you want to say anything more about the cat?
Oh yeah, I wanted. No, I said pretty much my piece on the cat. This is very sad.
All right, but then going back to the party, right? So, Bear gets up to kiss Sarah, and then Nikki comes around and just drags her back.
Hilarious.
And then she's like,
She just like stands there waiting with her lips puckered. It's so funny. It's so like
so good,
like awkward but really funny.
Yeah, so good. And then she destroys her face.
Yeah.
And so this is one thing in the script that for me, it was a negative because, Bear takes her to the hospital, even though he's not reacting to what she's doing to her face.
Oh yeah, he's just like sitting there like
yeah,
catatonic almost.
And Ian's like, "Get up, help her. What are you doing?
What is wrong with you? Get up."
Yeah, but okay, they had that scene. It's like a silent scene, almost like there's no dialogue, and he tries to take her to a hospital, but then the hospital nurse rejects them.
Yeah,
That didn't make any sense to me.
That was very like odd to me. Like I don't know what really happened there. Like maybe, yeah, it happened so quick. They're at the emergency room. She's like, she gets out of the car. She's like dancing, acting all crazy.
Right.
And then we just cut back to them at the apartment.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe they just thought, oh, you're just drunk. Get out of here. I don't know.
I mean, I thought they would at least want to give her medical treatment.
Yeah, no, that's true. Maybe I'd have to see it again to really understand like what happened there. Because I do. Yeah, I did feel the same way. Like, what? That's it. Okay.
That's one of those moments for me where it's like solutions could have been provided, but it's like, no, we must go, down the dark path still.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like maybe it was just implied that they did go, but they just were like, well, I don't know what else to do besides like treat her a little bit here.
Yeah. And then we gets us to Sarah. And another thing I didn't like about the script is this whole idea where Sarah wanted to talk to Bear at 2:45 a.m. in the morning.
Uh-huh.
For me, like, I guess it's okay because it was well established that they had been friends for a while, but it did seem strange, like, to have that, like, hey, can you come out to the park and talk? And I think I figured it out, but then she never said what she had figured out.
I think she was gonna confess her feelings to him,
but that's not figuring it out.
Figuring out how she feels, maybe. I don't know. Because
to me, the context of the text messages, it seemed like she figured out like what was wrong with Nikki, and maybe she had a solution.
Okay, I don't remember exactly what the text message said. Is that what she said? I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I figured it out.
I figured it out.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't really remember.
But then they had a really nice, sweet moment, and it looked like maybe they could have kissed in that moment. But then, obviously, Nikki breaks the party up.
In that scene when they're in the car, isn't that the first time that Bear learns that Ian and Nikki had been hooking up?
Yes, that's true.
I think that might be what she's referring to. Like, she knew about that, but maybe she like put the pieces together. Like, oh, maybe that's what she figured out.
That's right, because she did say like maybe Nikki
is using Bear to to get back at him, Ian? Or like exploiting his feelings. Right, I think that's what she was talking about.
Okay, that's fair.
But I'd have to rewind. I'm kind of just remembering it because it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago that I watched it.
Yeah, it was obviously like a great scene, and we all knew what was coming. It was just like when it was going to happen.
Yeah, and when it happens, it's pretty awesome. Like it's brutal.
It's not awesome. It's sad.
It is sad.
Sarah.
But I like that they made me feel that way about this kind of character.
Right.
Like without spoiling the backrooms too much, there are certain characters that come up where you're like, I know why you're here, and I don't care about you. You know what I mean? And this movie introduced these side characters that aren't like in it a lot. Sarah's not like in that many scenes.
Right.
But when that happens to her,
I felt
it
terrible.
Sucks. It feels bad, and then they put salt all over the wound right after.
Yeah, because then Bear reads the letter. She got accepted into the school she was looking for. Like,
and it's like, wow, you just ruined this person's like, you killed them. I mean, obviously.
Well, because also that's the thing that's great, right? Nikki, like, she's like, Bear, it's like, I'm sorry, but it's your fault.
You did this. You wished for this, right?
But also, like, he didn't have to go and show up. If he hadn't showed up,
true,
Nikki wouldn't have killed her.
True, he could have just stayed home.
He knew, like, you're tiptoeing away from her because you know she's gonna do something.
It's risky, and you're putting someone else in danger. And guess what? The worst thing ever that could ever happened.
Crazy because it's almost like she didn't quite do this, but it's almost like she was wearing Sarah's skin afterwards because she put on the clothes.
Yeah, and I think she put on her hair, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my gosh.
I could be wrong though. I think she like scalped her and put her hair on. Because there's that shot you see of like her body.
That was really disgusting.
I was shocked by that.
Yeah. Like that's rated R. It's almost honestly almost NC-17.
It almost was NC-17.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
No.
So they screened it last year at I think TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival. Mm-hmm. One of the film festivals, I can't remember. But the scene where Nikki kills Sarah apparently goes on for like either they smash her, either she smashes her head 7 more times,
Oh,
or
no.
it's 7 seconds longer. I can't remember which one.
Wow.
And the MPA was like, you need to cut this scene down, otherwise it's NC-17.
Wow.
So I'm hoping we get an unrated or a director's cut of this movie when the Blu-ray comes out, dude.
Nah.
Come on.
No, because then when we get to the end, right? Like, what's his name? He almost gets Bear to cancel the wish, but then no, Ian,
right.
and then Ian's like, he's like, this is where
I loved that scene.
I
thought it was
hated that.
good.
He's like, I wish for $1 billion.
And it worked. It worked immediately.
You idiot! You moron! And then after we found out that all this time you're hooking up with Nikki anyways, it's like and so when Nikki shot him, I was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. But at that point, I didn't care about him, but I thought that was hilarious that they did that.
Why do you think that was hilarious?
Because it's like one of those things you'd always like you joke about when like a premise like this happens. Like, oh, if there's like a genie, why don't you just wish for $1 billion?
Yeah,
and he literally does.
Right.
Like, and it's funny because the rules are established. You get one wish. You can't get another wish after.
Right.
Bear's only got like 2 friends. He's got like Ian and Sarah, and Nikki's got her own issues. So he's like, well, crap, Sarah's dead. I got to get my only living friend to give me his wish.
Mercy.
He's just like, I wish for $1 billion, and it's like immediately the money starts raining down. I thought it was like timing
I love
wise.
Bear's reaction to it.
Timing wise, brilliant.
Yeah,
the comedic timing, brilliant.
Yeah, and then Bear's reaction was like he was like,
it's just that face of like, yeah, I told you so.
Bruh.
As he's like,
bruh.
Ian is like, what?
That's crazy. But no, I was gonna say for me, one of the most tragic scenes was when Bear almost offed himself with the gun.
Yeah.
In the bathroom, because especially after watching what was last year, the film where Emma Stone got tortured.
Oh, Begonia.
Yeah. And then that's suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
that was brutal.
that super triggered me, man. That was brother.
Yeah. But he puts the gun down.
He does.
And then he picks up a bottle of pills.
And
That
for a
was
second,
like-
they did a good job. They tricked me because I thought he stopped taking them or it got canceled, whatever, because he heard the whatever. And I guess because the demon made the wish to make Bear be obsessed with her, right?
Yeah.
But then in the end, he dies.
Yeah.
And cancels everything.
Because he had already taken the pills.
Exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
so I got tricked in that moment, which
Okay.
I thought was actually really good filmmaking.
Yeah.
Because it made me think like, oh, maybe he's gonna live.
Well, it's clever. Like I think it's clever writing, just because with a premise like this, when you already give away how, like, you can solve the problem.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, how else could this end?
Right.
Right. That was a problem I had with Begonia, where it was like you have 2 options: either she is an alien or she's not.
Right.
And then you get the answer. It's like, okay, it was literally either one of the two.
Right.
And like you gave me the slightly more satisfying one. So
I liked it.
I liked it too. It was fine. Yeah. But in this movie, it's like, okay, well, we already know that the only way to cancel the wish is if Bear dies.
Right.
But the way they set it up was like perfect to me.
Oh yeah.
Very
good. Very good.
Takes the pills, and the second he regrets it and tries to spit him back up.
So I thought he had spit him back
Snap.
up. Yeah.
Perfect to me.
Right.
And like,
so he lost the autonomy to do it.
he lost the autonomy to do it.
That's what happened.
Instantly that the wish happened, he just goes to Nikki, and like that hilarious scene where they're both looking at each other like they're in love, even though it's completely false.
It's real now because now they're both being possessed.
Because now they both feel it.
Yeah.
It's just so like, it's like the perfect balance of like humor and really just horrific storytelling.
Horrific tragedy, man.
Yeah.
And just the end when Nikki snaps and she realizes where she is and what's happening. And I just love how in the end, like he wanted her to love her and he's dead in her arms. And she's like,
no.
she shoves his body off. Like she doesn't waste a second. She's like, oh.
Well, yeah.
Like, I felt so bad for her.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how the movie ends. I felt so bad for her.
It's like a perfect horror ending.
It is.
A character who didn't deserve this gets like this horrible stuff happen to them.
Right.
But hey, they're the only ones who survive at the end.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just a great movie, man.
It was. Yeah, it's definitely a great movie. Yeah, I mean, last thing I can say is just go watch Obsession if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, support more movies like this.
Yeah.
Original movies made by like these young artists. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're young. I guess it kind of does. Kind of does, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like these
So
people
old people don't matter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You know me, I hate old filmmakers. I always talk about how much I hate Martin Scorsese.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I'm old.
But no, like, look,
I get it.
these filmmakers are, they're shaping the future of this landscape.
The only thing I would add, and I hope this is happening, I hope for the sake of the actors and the crew, because they made it so cheaply, that there's deals on the back end if the movie's financially successful.
True, because it's like if I'm not mistaken, like $750,000 budget.
Yeah, and it's made over $100 million.
Yeah.
At the box office.
Like,
so I'm hoping like
in like 3 weeks. Like crazy.
I'm hoping that's like you get some money, you get some money.
Yeah, right. Hopefully they made some good deals about that kind of thing.
If they didn't, I'm sorry.
But hey, Indine Everett, she's gonna be fine, I think.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, not everyone gets to get the next film.
True.
Like, I don't know if Ian's gonna get the next film.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sarah's gonna get the next film.
I know, right? Like the one thing I will say is the next project Curry Barker's directing.
Yeah, he already has another project.
He has another project coming up,
Yeah.
and the actor who played Ian is named Cooper Tomlinson, I think.
Okay.
He's gonna be in that movie because
Okay.
they're like.
But they're buddies.
So like they're
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll keep working together.
And also, because I get worried because when you get famous like this, like Bear, Nikki, especially Nikki, I get worried in the sense because like, now you are a public entity.
Yeah.
And you need protection.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you need the moolah for the protection.
Yeah.
So I just get worried. It's like, I don't want to hear like, 12 months down the line, it's like she's in an interview and it's like, yeah, my life is ruined now because I only made like $50,000 on the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I'm sorry.
I can already like imagine her getting cast in like a big movie, like a big director, like a big name. Like I can see her in an Ari Aster movie or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The only thing is that, Hollywood has types, and to me, her type is already being filled by what's her face from last year's Oscars winner, the prostitute movie.
Oh, Anora.
To me, they're the same type.
But they did like totally different things though. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
Anora, she leaned a lot more into like the comedy and drama.
Mm-hmm.
And here it's like a total physical horror performance.
That's true. They are still individuals.
But
you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like,
I think that there's definitely like
casting wise, I can see a casting director be like, yeah.
I could see her being more in the same line as like Mia Goth.
Oh, I've heard the name. Who is that though?
She was in Pearl. You know that movie Pearl?
Mm-mm.
X Maxine.
Trilogy. Okay. Yeah.
So Pearl was the second one. That one's her best performance by far of those 3 movies.
Oh, she wasn't good in Maxine?
She's fine. It was like nothing. That movie sucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not good. But her performance in Pearl, you got to watch Pearl.
Okay.
Like, I know like you're not a horror guy. That one's not
okay, I'm just going to say, I'm put on the record, I'm not a horror person.
That movie's not like it's more of like a thriller. It's if you could handle Joker.
I still haven't watched
seen Joker, but that movie's not scary. The reason I say that is because
Joker is scary, bro.
Pearl is basically girl Joker.
Okay, Joker is scary.
Not the Joaquin Phoenix version.
Yes, it is.
He's a little
Joker.
He's a little wimp.
I mean,
he's a little coward.
I don't know, man.
A little pushover.
Joker is very scary. Very, very scary. No, bro. I've heard from people like all the time, like, oh, I watched Joker and like I was depressed for like 3 hours after the movie.
Well, those people don't watch movies that often.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Anyways,
I'm just kidding.
Thank you for being here, Carlos. Thank you for this conversation.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. And so thank you for listening to Musty Creative Podcast. I think I'm supposed to look here. Thank you for listening to Musty Creative Podcast. And if you want to find out what's next, please subscribe to our YouTube. Subscribe to us on Instagram. Please sign up for our newsletter at www.mustycreative.com. Also, if you want to support support everything we do at Musty Creative financially, become a patron at patreon.com. We also have free patron membership as well. So if you just want to join and sign up that way, you do get like behind the scenes stuff, get some extra announcements about what we're doing on the back end. And sometimes if we do in-person meetups, you'll find out as well on Patreon. So anyways, thank you for listening to us and hope you enjoyed this episode. And remember, yes, and now it's time to shower up.